Going on, guys? I'm back under my so-called shed. Well, the FJ75 is finally back on the channel. It's been a while, but in today's episode we do the finishing touches it needs to get it on the road and on display at the Sydney 4-wheel drive show. It's been 33 months since I bought this car, and well, it's come a long way. I'm glad it's over. Tune in and I hope you enjoy the episode. I've had the flu this week. This might sound a bit strange. On the topic of the FJ75 sitting behind me, it's coming up to its final stages, and well, I genuinely mean it, because the Sydney 4x4 show is in about 3 weeks and it has been accepted into the show and shines. So it's up to me to lock in and tick those last few things that are on the list off. Get those little things done, get this registered, and tick those last few things off the list, get this thing registered and ready to put in the show. So went for a little bit of a splurge and bought myself some front 3-inch EFS leaf springs. Now, the back's sitting up pretty high, so I think once I put them in, it will sit flush. Might sit a little bit taller in the front. Depending on how it sits, I can adjust it, whether I take, a leaf out of the pack, raise the back up a bit more. It's just going to be a bit of a trial and error situation and seeing how it sits. And then I also went for a bigger splurge, went for a bit of an eBay shop and got myself some LED tail lights for the tray. Spoiler alert, doesn't go to plan, but you will see what happens there. And then apart from that, it's just little interior things. So let's get the tail lights wired up. We'll tick that off the list, and then we can move into doing some little interior things and doing the leaves. And there's not much left, really. So first job getting back into it will be putting these tail lights on. Now, I went to eBay as I didn't want to spend like $300 on a mad set of LED tail lights. They're kind of just for the time being. I can always get proper ones down the track, but for now, this is what I got. As you can see, we didn't get tail lights, we got tail lamps off eBay. These were like $30. Now, look, they're not the nicest LED lights you'll ever see, but lit up, they look pretty cool. According to their eBay photos, we'll put them to the test and see how they actually look. So it's time to strip all the rubber back on the wires, link the colors, and join them up with each other. It should be pretty easy. Yeah, so a bit of a stitch up. The story was everything had its place in the wiring harness, everything was color coded, but I couldn't get the brake lights were working, but tail lights weren't working, which I wasn't too fussed about at the time. I was just trying to figure out the blinkers, which were not working. So I spent so many hours trying to figure it out, trying every wire around the vicinity of that wiring harness in that spot that was coming out, had been cut or anything, just trying to do different things, figuring out, looking at wire diagrams. Wasn't working for me. And then I was like, you know what if it's just these tail lights, these new ones I've bought? Let me go get one of my old standard LED ones off the old tray, which I did, wired it up, worked straight away. So when I came to realization that I ordered 24 volt tail lights for a truck. If you know your wiring, if you know your stuff, cars are a 12 volt system, not a 24 volt, meaning a 24 volt accessory won't work. So I need to order another set. That was a big waste of time, but hey, we got an answer in the end. Alrighty, it's another Saturday. It's a week till the full drive show. It's next Friday. It's currently Saturday, but I've got a long weekend this weekend. Usually I'd be away filming an episode, but we got to get this bloody thing done. So went to Service New South Wales this morning, sat there for a long time, but she's registered. So that is such a bloody milestone. I'm so stoked for this. So I got the new plates, GBX, don't know what the hell that is. Great Big Auxiliary 25 up. That's what that stands for. I've got custom paracord handles to put on, like grab-on handles. Got 2 of them. Got the sun visor hook I need to hook up. I've got a glove box handle I got to put on the door, so then we can put the glove box door on. Then I made a trip to Repco this morning. Old Maxi Track brand, full driving brand. They make a roll of this rubber. Now, essentially what it is just a flare for a full drive, a universal fitting flare. That part there sits up into your like wheel arch, and then that is like the meat that sticks outside. Now, for those flares, I just got myself some self-tapping metal screws. I'll just screw it straight up into the wheel arch, and we should be good to go. Well, you know the brief rundown of the list, so I reckon we get into it and lock in. First thing I'm going to do is chuck this glove box handle in. It sits on the inside, it clips in there, and then you got to screw it. I took mine out when I repainted it, misplaced it, had to spend 70 bucks on a new one. But what do you do? Life goes on, so I'm not going to whinge about it. We got that. We got our grab-on handles. Got our sun visor hook. We have one hook that catches the little sun visors inside that are missing. Put that on. And here we got some windscreen washing jets because, well, I misplaced mine as well. So let's lock in, guys. Let's get this done and see probably when it's done. So it's time to hook into this interior. Throughout these clips, I was halfway through changing phones and I've actually lost a lot of footage that I took, so there is parts missing. I also ordered new tail lights and got them sorted out. Look at that, so beautiful. Now we got to get that hook in that holds that. Well, we're jumping around a bit, but we'll be back to that. It's time to get started on these front leaves. I'm pretty stoked about this. Spicy marketplace pickup. Got myself a set of 10.5-inch 80 series Superior Engineering shocks. Another thing I got for the 75, as the other day I completely stuffed up one of the front shackles and I jumped online. The cheapest option in buying a shackle was to go extended shackles as opposed to go on an original factory shackle. So here I've got a set of extended anti-inversion greasable front shackles. Now I think they sit about an inch taller than the factory shackles. Yeah, pretty exciting stuff. Bit of custom with a K-work. Yeah. Onto the last shock, and then the suspension is done. I gotta put the rubber boot, is that what you even call it? I don't know. But the rubber boot protector on the shock. Once you get one side started, you can kind of just work it around. And then it's hooked in, it's not going anywhere. So now we just slide the bottom over the bottom of the shock, which again is an easy job, but I'm making it look hard. I don't actually have a zip tie here. They're all in my 80, which is still at the shop. But just slide it over like that, zip tie the bottom, zip tie it against that, and it won't go anywhere. So we'll put this in, and then we'll be done. Well, that's how she's sitting. Definitely a lot lower in the rear. Bit hard to see in here though, so I gotta get this thing out in the sunlight and get a video of it. There you have it, folks. The 75, she's lifted, looking bloody awesome, can't lie. Sitting, look, I thought it was sitting a lot worse. Like, it's tall, but it's not too crazy. It's just sitting up high, but it's nothing like stupidly crazy. So I'm pretty stoked with it. I'm gonna take it back up there. We're losing daylight. I'll do a few more things today, wrap it up, and I'll be back here tomorrow. Well, the suspension's finished and it looks awesome. Time to move on to the next thing. So I'm going to start on these flares. I'll give you these little strips, these little mounting plates. By no means do I know what I'm doing, so don't listen to me, this might be wrong. But I assume the mounting plates slide into the slot that they perfectly fit in, and they actually bend because it's so thin, like that, and then you mount it through there. That essentially sits like that, and you can cut the front and backs to whatever shape you want. Just because these wheels poke a fair bit, so I want to get them inside the guards a bit. Put the flare on. It'll probably give the 75 a wider approach angle as well and make it look a bit more mean. If it doesn't, we'll rip the bloody things off. Joking, we're keeping them on, okay? Not bad at all. Got the rubber flares all done. This one didn't come up that nice. Has a bit of a bow in it. This one looks awesome, so that's a bonus, but she's sitting pretty. I'm gonna take it for a few runs up the road, back forth. Just check the brakes. The brakes need a good run. Ever since I did a bit of work to them, and so does the engine. It's running a little bit rough, but I think once we get it, pretty hot, give it a good run up and down the road, I think she'll run pretty smooth, but it's looking awesome. Can't complain. First drive, eh? It's not running real great. I don't know what's going on. I need to do a bit of investigation. It's not too great. So yesterday, after driving the 75 for a while, I was backing it back up into where it's parked up, and it just died. I started it back up, died again. Held revs the next time I started it, wasn't dying, but as soon as I let off the revs, it would just conk straight out. I've come back this morning to try and drive it home, and it's been hours, and she's just not wanting to go. She's not running. Starts up, it's just backfiring a bit. Something's not right. I'm assuming maybe we got a blocked idle jet in the carby, or one of the main pilot jets are blocked. So never worked with a carby before, but here I am pulling the top off this so I can access the main little jets inside. I'll give them a blowout and a bit of a clean, see if that makes any difference. Fingers crossed it does. It could be other stuff, but it's got new spark plugs. I've just put fresh fuel in it, so I don't know what else it could be. But anyway, that's what's happening. So I'm pulling this carby off now. I really wanted to take this home and give it a good detail and all that jazz. But anyway, we'll pull this off, see what happens. There's not much online about a 3F, troubleshooting it, working on the carby and all that stuff. So this is kind of just a YOLO situation. Just freaking go for it, see what happens. There's only one way to learn though. I could majorly stuff this up, or maybe it gets running. You never know, guys. All right, this is what I'm working with. Bit overwhelming looking at all this stuff for a newbie, but taking these little jets out here, these middle jets, they plonk in like that, taking them out, I'm giving them a blowout. I'm going to give everything a spray with brake cleaner before it goes back in as well. See how we go. Well, I just started it back up. I got the whole carby back together. I pulled it basically apart for nothing. Fiddled with it. I just put the camera down because I was very focused on trying to get everything back together how it came out. Now, she's running. She's not dying like she was this morning. It's still a bit rough, but she's running. When I first started it, I tightened that down as much as I could, which actually pressed down on that, meaning I think it was pressing down on that side. It did something to the mechanism, and when I revved it, it got caught, and then it just like almost started just holding redline on the first startup. So I've loosened this off a bit, and now it seems to be fine. She might be good to take for a drive, I reckon. All right, I'm blooding 15 minutes home. It's a pretty straight, two-laned road with only a few set of lights that don't often go off. So we'll see how she goes. If I can bloody get the right key. I've got too many cars on this one set of keys. 80 work ute, this car. Anyway, let's do it, eh? She starts up nice and sometimes likes to run, but then she just wants to die sometimes. Yesterday, I made the trip from my dad's place back to mum's house here. I didn't get stuck at too many traffic lights, so I didn't have to worry about it dying on me or anything. The one time I did stop just to check there was no leaks or anything, it did die on me straight away. So I don't know what the go is there. It's acting a bit strange on me, but I've turned the idle up a bit on the carby just so it like doesn't want to die as much. But it's definitely going to have to go back to a mechanics that... I had a mechanic come look at it when I first put it all back together and tried starting it, and I couldn't get it running. He tweaked a few things and got it running to what it is now. But the goal was always get it to, you know, drivable, get it back on the road, and then he'll do the final tweaks. So we're going to wash it, give it a bit of a detail. I've already gurneyed the whole underbody with degreaser and all that sort of stuff, all the years and years of build up of leaking swivel hubs and stuff like that. So it's looking a bit more schmick underneath. Got to give it a bit of a snow job and a sponge bath, sponge wash, and go from there. I'm not going to worry about doing the tray much. It's just going to be more the main body with the spray foam. The process here is spray the car with snow foam, and as it drips off, it takes all the dirt, dust and contaminants off the paint with it. After you rinse, then you can get into it with a sponge. If you just leave all that dirt stuck in the paint, you'll just rub it in and create micro scratches.
So, gave it a good wash, gave it a good chamois. Tyre shines these two tyres until I ran out of tyre shine. So, get a look on this car, this side of the car, sorry. It's looking absolutely beautiful. Open the door, come on the inside, started cleaning that out as well. She's looking pretty show ready in my opinion. I'll tell you one thing, I reckon we could call this the final reveal of the 75 series. The project is pretty much over. There's still little tweaks to do to the car, little different certain things to finish up, but it's all little small stuff. So well, I think the restoration has come to an end. The project is finally here. So let's do an official reveal, huh? There you have it, eh? 33 months of building this car.
And well, it's finally finished. How exciting. But with the 75 out of the way, it's time to do a little bit of show prep.
All right, we got a little bit of prep going on for the Sydney 4x4 show. The 75 is on display this Friday. It is currently Monday, so I have 3 more days after today to have the car sorted while working full time. And it's winter in Australia in winter. The sun sets at bloody 5 o'clock, so by the time you get home from work, you don't really have much time. But currently a public holiday, so I'm making the most of it. Got a picture frame holder or a painting holder or whatever the fancy name of it is. I don't know, I'm not an artist. And then I got some black cardboard or white cardboard that I'm spray painting black. I'm gonna have a little collage of photos with the 75 on it. Just when I bought it, like going through, oh my God, I can't talk. I'll have a few photos on this cardboard that I'm painting black, and progress photos throughout the restoration, and now timestamp it and just have a little bit of a billboard on the FJ75. So I'm pretty stoked about this. Like I said a few times, it has been a dream of mine to get this thing finished and have it in a show. So for it to actually be happening, I'm beyond stoked. I would be jumping up and down and screaming right now, but I've got neighbours and I don't want to sound like a twit bouncing around out here. Anyway, that's what I'm doing. Painting up these few things, gonna make it look schmicky, schmicky Mickey. And yeah, as you can see, it is looking bloody immaculate. Getting the bull bar back from the powder coaters this week. So that should be all sweet. Open the door up. Inside's looking nice and clean. Got some tyre shine. I'm gonna get a few rags, vacuum. And on Friday morning, before we head out to the 4x4 show, I'll give it all a quick touch up, quick clean. And even when I'm there, I'll take a few things and I'll be like one of those guys with their pride and joy, just wiping down every little schmick of dirt. Fingers crossed it doesn't rain.
And then came the day of the four-wheel drive show.
Heading out to the Sydney 4-wheel drive show today. I'm super stoked. I could not be any more happier that I'm going to be a part of having my car on display. Even though it's just for the day, for the Friday, I'm still beyond stoked about it. So heading out there now, sitting in traffic. We'll get there, give the whole car a wipe down. And yeah, looking forward to it. It's been a bloody long time coming, having this car done, and now it's done, and little dreams getting ticked off the list that I get to have it on display for people to come see. So super duper stoked. Anyway, let's get there, eh?
Well, we finally made it. We finally did it. 33 months later, we made it. The 75 series is on display and I couldn't be any more stoked. Like I've probably said 10 times in the last 5 minutes of this episode. It's already halfway through the day. It's been a very, very cool day. Met a lot of cool people, had some cool chats with people, but there's not much to it. I'm not filming much of the day, but yeah, just walking around, meeting new people. Got the billboard up showing photos of halfway through the restoration and all the rust that I had to get cut out. Anything you would have seen in previous episodes you would have watched, but that's pretty much it. So that's going to close this video off. It's been fun, it's been a good run. The 75 has pretty much come to an end. There's still little things I'm going to do to it which I can still film for YouTube, but the main restoration, I guess you could say, has come to an end. So thanks for anyone who supported me throughout it. Mum, Dad, my friends, they get the biggest shout out of it all. Adonis from I Love Cruiser, he painted the car, he sold me parts. He was a massive part of it as well, but it's been good, it's been fun, but it's not the last time you'll see it. Anyway guys, gonna enjoy the day out here. Thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next video, huh?